Whatever happens tomorrow, you must promise me one thing. That you will stay who you are. A good man.
I'm with you to the end of the line, pal.
Welcome to another episode of Rankin Me. I'm here to do top 12 Batman villains, and it is in honor of Garth. But got a great panel here. Got Chris here. Chris, how's it going?
Doing good. I'm happy we're doing this on a Josh. Josh was an amazing person, a really good friend of mine, and someone I'm glad I had known. So take it out to you guys. Hope you're watching it up there, watching us doing this.
And also we've got Jay here. Jay, how's it going?
I'm here. That was a little painful to watch, but I'm here. I'm ready to talk some shit about some villains. And hopefully we got one more person coming in if they ever look at their fucking messages, Madee.
But yeah, I mean, he could be asleep. I don't know what time it is over in his area of the world. But
What do you mean? What do you mean by his area of the world? Lives in Canada, bro.
Anyway,
all right.
But that being said, before I embarrass myself even more, but how Rankin works is going to go around in a panel and nominate a Batman villain we think belongs on a top 12 list. And then everyone else will say yes or no to it. If it gets the majority of yeses, it will make the list. And yeah, but Chris, we're going to go to you first.
I'm not going to go with the difficult pick. I'm going to go with my personal favorite Batman villain. I think he had the best arc in any comic animated video game. He had probably one of the best boss battle ever for Batman video game. Going with Mr. Freeze. He is to me one of the most complex villains there for Batman. I think he is. Some of you feel sorry for, I think, the stuff with his wife. Very sympathetic. I think he had arguably one of the best episodes of the Batman animated series. The introductory episode. His boss battle in Arkham City is, to me, the best boss battle ever made for Batman Arkham game. And he also very well like a villain that you just kind of fear, but you also sympathize really with to find a cure for his way. I think that would make a good villain. Someone who think he's doing what is right, but he's not doing it the right way. So he is one of my personal favorite Batman villains all
time. Jay, what do you say about Mr. Freeze?
So I don't really have a problem with Mr. Freeze. I think that you're kind of downplaying the 50 years that Mr. Freeze was a Batman villain before Heart of Ice came out and Michael Ansara did what he did with that. Everything after that has been phenomenal. It's been great. But you have an entire fucking collection of things that happened before that. And none of that had to do with anything about Nora. None of that happened until Bruce Timm and Eric Radomski. You're negating half of what happened here. So I'm going to say no to Mr. Freeze personally. I do like Mr. Freeze. It's definitely not choice number one.
I mean,
also Arnold Schwarzenegger came right after that, so no.
Yeah, when it comes to Mr. Freeze, my only sort of interactions with Mr. Freeze is Arnold Schwarzenegger and the Arkham games. One of these days, I'll get around to finding the DVD set of the animated series and actually watch it finally. But yeah, I mean, I like Mr. Freeze. I think he's an interesting character and villain in that. But yeah, I'm also going to have to say no. But Jay, what do you say? How much next nomination?
It's the correct number one choice. Everybody knows that this man is going to be number one. We'll just save it and get it out of the fucking way right now. The Joker. Even from the incarnation of him supposed to be just a one-off villain, fans loved him so much when he popped in. He just continued to move forward. He has become the epitome of evil. When you think of DC and Batman, the only other thing you can think of is the Joker. He is the other side of the coin to the Batman. It's an easy choice. Everybody knows that this is a yes.
Yeah, like no matter if I can't even think of a reason to say no to him at this. Like
Tony Hale and Batman Ninja. That's the only reason I would say to say no, but so much outweighs that.
But yeah, Joker is definitely like he was going to be my first pick because I was going to get him out of the way because we all know he was going to make the list regardless. And yeah, so Joker is a yes for me. Chris, what do you say?
Yeah, like if I were to go with my regular first pick, Joker would be first pick.
Yeah,
I love Joker. I love every interpretation. I love in the comic. Love the stuff like the thing with Jason Todd. Like the whole dynamic between him and Batman. Like that he's just baiting Batman to kill him, like to break his rule, and it never happened. It just the killing joke. Even every interpretation, whether Heath Ledger, whether it's Jack Nicholson.
Mark
Even
Hamill.
some Mark Hamill, Alan Tudyk,
doing a really good job in Harley Quinn. I really do enjoy him as a fucking bad guy.
One of my favorite moments, him and Obi will be him reacting and finding out Bruce Wayne is Batman and Harley Quinn animated thing.
Where's my goddamn electric car, Bruce?
Like that top 10 favorite Joker moment. Anything?
Absolutely, no, I get it, 100%. No.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. Like, it's perfect. Like, I hope they keep doing a great job in the future. A little nervous to see the guy from the Batman. I like to delete a scene, but never to see what they do if they go they ever bring that guy back. But yeah, Joker, hell yeah for me.
But yeah, so for my first pick, I'm going to bring up the character which I curse a lot when I'm playing the Batman games because I'm sick of finding his damn trophies everywhere. I mean, and seriously, why does he have about 100 plus trophies headed around Gotham? I don't know. But
those
yeah,
are numbers. You gotta pump those up.
Yeah, it's the Riddler. It's like he's definitely one of the most like interesting villains out there. Like it's just one of those like and say what you want about like the 90s Batman movies. Like I do really like Jim Carrey's version of the Riddler. I think Neil Patrick Harris voiced him in one of the animated things. I'm not 100% sure on that.
I believe he did. I believe he did.
Yeah, I know he's voiced someone in the Batman series before. But like in every version I've seen, like whether it's what's his face from Gotham or that, I think he's one of those characters which has been done really good at just every iteration of Batman whenever they want to use him. And yeah, I think he's just one of those characters which tends to give Batman a run for his money sometimes, especially for all his riddles and stuff. So, but Chris, what do you say about the Riddler?
Yeah, I love the Riddler. He's one of the more entertaining characters, whether it's the movie, the TV show, even the Arkham game. Like his stuff annoying, but his jokes and dark sense of humor is really funny at times. Yeah, yes for me. Whether it's Paul Dano, whether it's the video game, whether it's Jim Carrey, like even the Harley Quinn show, he's very funny and whenever he pop on. Yes for me.
And Jay, what do you say about the Riddler?
I mean, it's already a given. We have more yays than nays, and it's not like this would be a no. Fuck the Riddler, especially at Injustice 2. Outside of that, I don't have a problem with the Riddler making the list. I really don't.
But Chris, what is your next nomination?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the other one. With sadly the passing on only took in like this past week. I had to go with Harley Quinn. I think this is one of the most entertaining character in the Batman stuff. I think whether it's the animated stuff, Alan Sorkin did it, or the video game stuff. Even the animated show, Penny for Big Ranch and Kelsey Koto did a phenomenal job with her in the animated show. And she had interesting characters. She's someone that is a villain, but at the same time, you do kind of wish she got out the toxic relationship with Joker at a lot of points. I think Alan Sorkin does a phenomenal job in the animated stuff. I think we wouldn't get the Harley Quinn we know today with what just Alan Sorkin. Like, and Margot Robbie was fantastic. Yeah, you can't have joke about Harley Quinn. Like, you had those two on the list.
Jay, what do you say about Harley Quinn?
I have a problem with Harley Quinn for almost the exact same reason that I have a problem with Mr. Freeze. We're looking at her from like a portion of her entire career as a bad guy, but she's now more of a hero / anti-hero and has worked with Batman more than she's actually actively fought against him. And this is about villains, and I mean, she's a villain to a point, so I guess I'll give it a pass, but I don't. She's you get where I'm coming from. Like she's been more of a sidekick, a tag along, somebody who helps him out more than hinders him in her career. Like, everybody only remembers like Arlene Sorkin and then like all of the, small shit, even the Harley Quinn with Kaylee Cuoco. Everybody remembers all of this, but doesn't read the comics, and she hasn't been a bad guy since like 2013. So like 2012, roughly right around there. So about the exact same amount of time that she's been on screen, she's been a good person more than she's been a bad person, and she's more of a victim than she is a villain. And it's one of the reasons why I don't like adding her, but Kev asked us to add her. So fuck it. Harley Quinn. Kev's a queef for not being here.
But funny enough, I was going to say no for exactly the same reasons that Jay, but she's going to make the list anyway. But yeah, I mean, I agree with Jay on this. Like, for the most part, she's more of an anti-hero than a villain. Like, and like it's one of those ones. Like, but it's just one of these interesting characters. Like, who would have thought like a character from like the animated series like was going to be popular enough to make this jump into the comics? Because I think she was created for this series, from what I understand. So it's just interesting that like she was this one character that's like proven popular and was added into the mythos later. But yeah, Harley Quinn's going to make the list. And Jay, we go back to you.
All right, we're gonna go with the Demon's Head here. One of the men who have created more fucking problems for the Caped Crusader than any other person on the face of the planet. We're talking Ra's al Ghul. From his like 1974 debut in the comic named The Demon's Head to him using the Lazarus Pit to bring fucking Jason Todd back and making Jason Todd go crazy, to Liam Neeson's wanting to take over fucking Gotham City like Rome and Constantinople to watch it topple. This man's out here just being a fucking menace to the entire world, not just Batman, but when he puts his mind on wanting to fuck with Batman, that it causes nothing but problems. He is nothing but a villainous character. Like, philosophical, yeah. Crazy, absolutely. Villainous, 100,000%. So yeah, Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah, like when it comes to comics, I haven't read a lot of Ra's al Ghul sort of in the comics. So like, but from what I've seen of the character in other media, like I know it's essentially a Batman show, but it's about Green Arrow. But like my version of the Ra's al Ghul that I know is from Arrow. And I think he was very menacing. The times that you see him there, but it's like, well, that and Liam Neeson, but yeah, but from what I've seen in the character, I do like him enough to, and I'll say yes.
He's
Chris,
a fucking menace, bro.
Oh yeah, no, I agree with you there. Chris, what do you say about Ra's al Ghul?
Yeah, I love Ra's al Ghul as a character. I love him as a villain. But every time the animated show, like the stuff they did with him in the animated series, and And maybe we up later. The other one we might be up a little bit later. But yeah, he does a character that he wants back with his hair. He goes to great length to do it. The met with his mind to make him marry his daughter. Daughter might be brought up later, but it's a great character. Whether the animators thought the movie Liam Neeson did a phenomenal job, really what they did to kill him off a little bit. Like I think that character could have been brought over more, but yeah, yes for me. Even the Arkham game, I thought he was great in Arkham City and Small Bed. Great boss battle in the game.
But if that ratio goal does make the list, I did have it ready to hit into there, Jay.
I didn't know if you were going to spell it right. That was my only thing.
No, it's fair.
It's God's comma, okay?
But yeah, so for my next one, I'm gonna go for the Penguin. Like this is like he's a kind of a megalomaniac, like all that, but
did Malcolm just freeze? Or is he being a fucking megalomaniac and just hogging the spotlight right now? I think Malcolm just froze, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Chris and Jay takeover fucking Rankum. Oh, Malcolm's back. Damn it.
The inmates had taken over the asylum.
For real.
But yeah, I mean, it's just one of those characters that I think is interesting, especially with his like umbrella and like penguin related stuff that he drives around and yeah, and his father's Pee-wee Herman. So, but Chris, what do you say about the penguin?
I love the Penguin. My favorite interpretation of Penguin is I don't love the show, but I love his character arc on Gotham a lot. I think that is really probably one of my favorite. What, Jay?
The greatest incarnation of the Penguin is Danny DeVito, and it's not
DeVito.
even close.
DeVito is great. Like even Colin Farrell is really good at the Penguin.
Yeah, he's not bad. He's very sarcastic.
Yeah.
He's very sarcastic. Hey, you call yourself the world's greatest detective? Okay.
Yeah, I like every interpretation of Penguin. Like whether Gotham, whether it's the game. I like his rivalry with Bruce Wayne. I like some of the best idea out there. Do everything with his family, everything. Yeah, yes for me. Like when you see a top tier Batman villain, Penguin definitely is up there.
In all fairness, it's a one-sided rivalry.
Jay, what do you say about the penguin?
Yeah. He gets in. Oswald Cobblepot gets in. Like it was gonna be a given. Like now I'm really kind of regretting I was giving. Can I take my yes vote away from Harley Quinn and give it to Mr. Freeze, or is that sexist? That's probably sexist.
I mean, it's a bit late. We've already passed that now. But Chris, we go back to you for your next nomination.
I'm doing being up the one who brought Batman back, literally Bane. I think Bane is one of the more entertaining characters, whether it's a video game or an animated show. I'm Harley Quinn. I hate keeping up the animated show, but that's my favorite interpretation of Bane. Whether his vendetta against the guy at the Starbucks type place, the burger joint.
Yeah. I will get you, Kyle.
And then him teaching Penguin's son not to order head. And
yeah.
then him get and the whole point that him trying to pair poison ivy up with Harley Quinn in the prison. It's so entertaining. Like, yeah, he's the one to be Batman back, but I think they use him that entertaining way in other media. I think, yeah, Tom Hardy thing. Like, I think that is a decent portrayal of Bane.
Yeah, I was like, I don't hate that portrayal of Bane.
Yeah.
It's definitely different, but
yeah, and the animated stuff they done make him one of the more entertaining thing ever. Like, we don't bring up probably a lot of Batman villain that entertaining Harley Quinn show, but yeah, Bane.
Jay, what do you say about Bane?
I prefer luchador fucking smart as hell Bane to the fucking Romani gypsy Bane. that like Tom Hardy does in The Dark Knight Rises. Don't get me wrong, I still love the bird, yeah. But like, it doesn't matter which one it is. It's weird because he's not one of those characters that you ever think of as like, oh, just like a big ass Batman villain itself. He's just one of those side characters. And then you remember like Nightfall, the cover of Bane with Batman over him, and then the fucking panel where he cracks him down. It's a very iconic scene. He's a very iconic villain. So yeah, I'm gonna say yes to this one.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to sort of Bane, like he's one of those villains like I've never like, and from what I've seen him in, I've never really cared for him that much as a villain. Like, I think it's one of those like, I've always thought he was fine. So I would have said no, but he's going to make the list regardless. And Jay, we go back to you.
I'm going a little off book here because we're at what, 7 right now. This is offer number 7 on the table.
Yeah,
or potentially number 7. And we're getting a little down there, so I want to throw him out here before it gets way too late and we just get lost in the fucking sauce. I want to nominate the man who without we wouldn't even have The Dark Knight. Villain, yes. Instrumental in the creation of Batman, absolutely. I'm gonna throw Joe Chill out there. Not a lot is really known about Joe Chill. He always appears. Is he always the murderer of Martha and fucking oh my god. No, I just did it. No. I've been all over the place today. Yeah, thank you. I was like Tim, Tom, fucking yeah. I was like it's no, I know. I was like it's fucking Henry Dean Morgan.
Yeah.
I was like that's all I could picture. I was like I just see his face.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Yeah, Henry Dean Morgan. Harold Dean Stanton. It was Harold Dean Stanton. Malcolm. It's been a long day. Okay, I've been.
I mean, at least you remembered who it was, unlike Nico.
No, don't throw Nico under the bus like that. He's not here to defend himself. But yes, Joe Chill. Because without him, the Waynes don't die 90% of the time, unless it's like that 1% of the time or 2% of the time where Batman has to go back and shoot his own parents and become his own worst enemy. Oh, I could have used Batman as a villain against Batman. That would have been fucking fire. All right, yeah, Joe Chill.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. Because like I do agree with everything Jay said. Like without this one, like Batman wouldn't exist. I'm going to give a slight no, and make Chris decide. Chris, what do you say about Joe Chill?
I want to throw some funness in this. It's like it's something you don't see on a poll, and I think it would be interesting to see how people react. I think he is a good villain. I think, but they go more into him. I think like as much as I don't like the show, I do like what they did with Joe Chill and Gotham a little bit, like confronting him that episode. And the guy does commit suicide. Like I think that interesting twist. Like yeah, I think that's a great villain. Without him, we will get Batman. I think that what made a good villain. Like they create the people that would take it down. So yeah, to Joe Chill.
I don't expect him to last very long in the fucking countdown, but I wanted to throw him out there because without him, we don't have a Batman. That's my only thing.
Oh yeah, no, I get why you brought him up. But yeah, so I'm going to sort of bring up one that I'm not entirely sure that he counts, but just I'm not sure if he's considered like one of Batman's villains or just one of Justice League villains in general. But you wanted Batman as a villain, and I'm going to bring up the Batman Who Laughs. I'm not sure if he ever went up against Batman himself, but I'd go to bring this up, see what happens, because I think this is one of the more recenty villainous the Batman's out there. The whole Dark Knight's Metals thing, and I think he's just a very interesting sort of character. Like he's the fusion of Joker and Batman, and
he kills the fucking entire Bat family. He lures them to the fucking Bat cave and fucking wastes them with a machine gun. Like that's villainous shit right there, bro.
Oh yeah. But Chris, what do you say about the Batman Who Laughs?
This is the villain I'm familiar with. Can you guys give me some information so I know where this is from?
This is from Batman Metal or Batman Metal. It's come out within like the last like 3 years, and like Malcolm said, he's essentially an amalgam of the Joker and Batman combined together in like an Elseworlds type story, and it's essentially like all of the smarts and the power of Batman with all of his knowledge of what like the working insides of GCPD in the Bat Cave, mixed with the demented mind of the Joker and his quote unquote super insanity or super sanity, depending on which theory you actually believe. And it's the way for him to get the ultimate revenge on like, because it's the Joker. He's a fourth wall breaking character, as much as like a lot of people don't want to admit that the Joker breaks the fourth wall. The Joker breaks the fourth wall quite fucking frequently, actually. But he understands this and fucking ultimately just ends up going on a killing spree and being Batman without rules, especially like the golden rule, because he kills Alfred. He kills Dick, he kills Jason, he kills Barbara. He shoots them all in the face with a machine gun after luring them to the cave after they combine in a comic. And if that's not some of the most villainous shit I've ever fucking seen or heard, bro, I don't know what is.
I don't think yes, just based on what you guys said. Then I need to look into this myself.
Oh yeah, dude, it's definitely a good comic run.
Yeah.
This one and what's the other one? The White Knight instead of the Dark Knight.
Yeah.
The Light Knight. One of those. It's in the same vein, but it's essentially what if Batman was an actual bad guy and the Joker was a good guy. Yeah. Definitely worth checking out.
Yeah. I would go to my comic book store list right when I get you.
Fuck yeah, hell yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
All right, who's up next? Oh, me. Yeah. I mean, I already got outvoted. That's 2 yeses. My no wouldn't have mattered. I would have gone with Batman as a villain against Batman, just for the Tower of Babel run. To tell you the truth, the fucking downfall, the Nightfall, and the fucking Tower of Babel run. But yeah, the Batman Who Laughs is a good choice because I mean, it gives us 2 shots at the Joker. It really does. It gives us 2 fucking shots of the Joker on here, really. Who's up next? No, he's not. He's just not talking.
I was actually muted on my end. But Chris.
Is it your turn, Malcolm? Malcolm jumping. Alright, so you know what? Let's get the obvious other one out of the way here. The person who started out the district attorney and turned evil, I had to go with Two-Face. I think this is one of the most interesting villains for Batman that, you know, he started out being really good and then some twist of fate, he turned into his own worst enemy where he does everything by flip of the coin. I think one of the best Two-Face moments for any comic book, anything is is it the Long Halloween?
Long Halloween, yeah.
Yeah, but he coin tossed Batman fate and then he let him go despite the coin tell him otherwise. I think one of the most unique moments with Two-Face. Even the episode animated series where he gets cured, but then he goes back into being Two-Face despite the cure. I think that's it. Two-Face easily read it. Evan Eckhart read the animated story, even the comic book, I think he is the worst case of what Batman broke all his rules and that Two-Face is what it is. To know more, he just does everything by crime. So yeah, you had to talk about best Batman villain. You had to bring up Two-Face.
Jay, what do you say about Two-Face?
Best Two-Face of all time is cooler than the other side of the pillow. Shout out Billy D. Williams. Because so he only plays Harvey Dent in 89, but then in the Lego Batman movie, they do let him come back and he does play Harvey Dent again. So he does get his Two-Face moment. This is a really complex character, like, especially if you watch the 2-part, The Dark Knight Returns, like animated movie where he has his face completely returned to normal, kind of like what Chris was talking about, but instead of him being able to see it, and he just still sees everybody afraid of him and like physically disfigures himself again because it's what he sees as normal now because everybody has villainized him and the trauma that he has received. A lot of fucking Batman villains have trauma, bro. If Bruce Wayne spent more money on sending everybody to Arkham and giving them fucking therapy, he wouldn't have to deal with half of these motherfuckers, bro. I'm telling you. Just don't let Harley Quinn be their fucking therapist. But yeah, no. This is a 100% yes for me. Two-Face gets a big yes for me.
Yeah. I mean, I do like Two-Face. I think he's one of those villains, and especially a villain that that can get messed with the legal system. And yeah. He honestly wasn't that high on my list, but it's still going to be yes for me anyway. But for that, we go back to Jay.
See, now this is where I'm like, ooh, okay. I got several different places that we can go. I'm fucking stuck between two, so I hope, and we're at what, 3, 6, 9. Okay. Which means it'll get back around to me anyways. Maybe. I'm gonna go with Dr. Jonathan Crane here. I'm gonna go with the Scarecrow. I think the Scarecrow is like, not only is he a great Batman villain, he's a great villain in general throughout most of his incarnations, if not all of his incarnations. From Cillian Murphy in the Nolan verse being like, I told you my drugs would take you places. I never said that they were places you'd want to go. To like Jonathan Noble in the Arkham games, just being like the fucking most villainous man on the face of the planet, but being like, I have to do this because I'm a doctor and I don't have ethics or morals. And here we go. Here's my fear toxin. Let me release you from this fear. If you die, that's on you. If you come out the other side, you might be cured of whatever the fuck you had. So yeah, Scarecrow. Also because he was like my main in Injustice 2, because he's a mid-range attacker and it always fucked people up. Scarecrow's got a soft spot in my heart. But yeah, Scarecrow.
Yeah, Scarecrow is a great villain. Like, he's one of the, and like his levels in the Arkham games were, even though they were really annoying to do at times, they were fun. Like, but it was just one of those ones like, they're just levels you also don't want to play at night because
absolutely.
But yeah,
who wants to dream of 150-foot tall fucking Scarecrow while you're trying to hide around a corner? I see you.
But yeah, Scarecrow is an easy yes for me. Chris, what do you say about Scarecrow?
Yeah, I love Scarecrow. It's tough between two people from Dr. Range a little bit here. I might bring up the other one later. But yeah, Scarecrow is easily one of the most scariest villains for Batman. Like, I mean, that scene alone when Batman at the morgue, he's like, seeing it just jump out at you, like, one of them. And that, the way that he fuck up the game without thinking, oh, you have to restart the freaking game.
Yup.
Easily, Reddit, Jonathan Majority actor played him in the first Arkham game. That wasn't, John Noble. Like, but and Cillian Murphy is fantastic in the Dark Knight stuff. Even though he became kind of like a gag after a while. But
I think that's fair to say about most Batman villains, though.
Yeah.
Like they have been a meme or they have been a joke in like even the Joker, like has become a joke within the comics at one point or another. I did like what they did with Cillian Murphy, though.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what they do next if they ever bring him back for like Matt Reeves Batman or something. Why? Still yes for me. Why?
I think if they bring it back for Matt Reeves Batman and they don't recast Cillian Murphy, but let him go just on his fucking villain arc, it's a waste. It's a waste.
Yeah.
And he would make sense in Matt Reeves universe, like something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, here's an aerosolized version of LSD, and I'm just gonna hit you with the worst things possible. Yeah, I'm afraid now. Fuck yeah, you are, bro.
Yeah.
I called it here. Watch. Matt Reeves is watching right now. He's gonna steal my idea, and I'm not gonna get paid for it. Fucking asshole.
But yeah, moving on. From my next one, I'm going to bring up the one that impersonates Bruce Wayne a lot of the time. I'm bringing up Hush, because this is one of those villains I haven't really been overly familiar with, but like after watching the Batman animated movie about this comic run, like he's just one of those villains which like he got I figure it was plastic surgery. He got plastic surgery, or he got just a prosthetic mask. I'm not too sure which is one it is, but to look like Bruce Wayne, just infiltrate his life, and he's just one of those ones which I think is a really interesting kind of. It's like I can't remember the name of I think it was Thomas Elliot or something like that.
That's his name. Yeah, Tommy Elliott.
No,
it's Billy Elliot, Malcolm. It's Billy Elliot.
It'll be funny if they cast. It'll be funny if they cast Jamie Bell as Hush and.
Yo, don't do that! Don't do that! No. He just wants to dance.
But yeah, just sort of gets involved with Bruce's life from the inside, and it's just, I think it's a really interesting kind of villain. And I think he's one of these villains I think belongs on a top 12 list. And once again, back to Matt Reeves, like he was heavily hinted at in the Batman, so I'm pretty sure he's going to turn up in the sequel. But Chris, what do you say about Hush?
Oh, this is tough. We got 2 spots left here. I liked Hush a lot, and I read this Hush comic a little bit. I'm familiar with Dr. Gameway, his stuff. I've seen the Hush movie. I like it. It's just we down to 2 spots, and there's 3 villains left on my list. I want to bring up more than Hush, but a slight note. Yes, I understand why.
Jay, what do you say about Hush?
Yeah, if this was like 10 spots ago, I would say yes to Hush. But because of where we are right now, I cannot say yes to Hush. I do like Hush as a villain for the most part. I can't say yes in good conscience right now. I can't.
But Chris, we go back to you. What is your next nomination?
I'd be between 3. I don't bring up the other one that kind of get into Batman mind a little bit. I had to bring up Hugo Strange. Like, I think this is a villain, whether it's the Arkham game or whether played by BD Vaughn and Gotham. I think that was one of the better portrayed Batman villain in Gotham. Like, it's such a villain that he get into Bruce Wayne and Batman mind trying to psychoanalyze him. And like that moment when you see a Batman Arkham City, like, I know who you are, Batman, Bruce Wayne, and like one of the like scariest moments that realizing that he's a trained a lot more than he doesn't need power. He does use his mind and his skill to break anybody's defenses down. I think that what made a great Batman villain to me. And Hugo Strange is just like Skeletor to me. Scary about having the power to kill people just with his mind and his intellect. Why?
Jay, what do you say about Hugo Strange?
We are so late into this game. The exact same thing that I just said about Hush. If this was like 7 picks ago, I would say yes to Dr. Hugo Strange. I think that there are more deserving villains left on the list. So I'm going to say no to Dr. Hugo Strange. That is who you said, right, Chris? I wanted to make sure. I was sorry. I stood up and I was looking for some stuff. So, this is going to be a no for me.
Yeah, I mean, like Hugo Strange is the one that I had right at the bottom of my like priority list to try and get on here. Just because, like, I think he's an interesting villain. But he's also one of those ones like only really know from the Arkham games. Like, I don't really know him from anything like other. Well, the Arkham games don't Gotham, but like other than that, from what I've seen in those, like I don't really care for him. But Jay, we go back to you. What is your next nomination?
My next nomination is another kind of hero or heroine turned, villain turned heroine. It is Mrs. Bruce Wayne, who decided to leave him at the fucking altar more than one time. We're talking Catwoman here. We're talking Selina fucking Kyle. I'm surprised it's taken us so long to actually bring her up. I know that there are a lot of villains, but I don't think that there are.
I was struggling between her and another female one. Like that.
I get you. Talia al Ghul is not going to make the list, though. Ray
the other female one. Yeah.
But yeah, Selina Kyle. Catwoman, been a villain for a very long time. Was a villain for a very long time in the Batman comics. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. After what you said about Harley Quinn, I was like, I'm not gonna try for Catwoman. Otherwise, I probably would have tried for her early.
No, that's fair. But she has a longer history as a villain of Batman. That's the reason why I'm bringing her up. Like,
no, I get that. This is one of those ones I was probably going to like say yes if she was going to come up. Anyway,
you heard it. Malcolm said yes.
I did say yes. I was. I might change my mind now. But yeah, like, no. This is one more like that was a like tricky one like for me because like as Jay said, like she is like essentially an anti-hero at times now as well, like just like Harley Quinn, but like she had, like as Jay said, she's been a villain for longer in the comics anyway. So but yeah, I will officially say yes to Catwoman. Chris, what do you say about Catwoman?
So getting on the list, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Catwoman is on
the list. So Catwoman was the one I was struggling a little bit with because sometimes you're anti-hero, sometimes you're a villain, like back and forth. Like whether it's comic, whether it's the Batman 69 show, whether the animated like.
You and I watched two very different Batman TV shows. If you call it Batman 69, sir, it's Batman 66.
Yeah, 66. I like. But it just like
nice.
Yeah, but it's like back and forth between lots. Like I think she's a great character. Like I love Zoe Kravitz's portrayal. I like Anne Hathaway. I like the animated stuff.
Oh,
I love Michelle Pfeiffer's portrayal.
Plus Eartha Kitt. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Yzma?
Yeah.
Come on, son.
Yeah. And the animated stuff. And even in video games, she's done well. It just See, but on Bubble, another situation with
Yeah.
another Batman female villain that was probably a little bit too big.
Oh, I know who you're talking
Yeah.
about. You're talking about
Yeah.
Pamela, huh, Chris?
Yeah. I
Okay.
might, if we get to it, I might be up, but it was a struggle there, like because Harley Quinn animated show that struggle there.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. But yeah, and last thing I was saying on Catwoman was like, even though she wasn't Selena Kyle, like, I actually don't hate Halle Berry's portrayal of Catwoman. The movie sucks, but
The movie
I actually,
sucks.
I actually think
No.
Halle Berry was actually
I
good
even
in
think,
the
like,
role.
the one of Gotham was one of the good portrayal in the villain.
Oh,
that
Cameron by Condova?
yeah.
Yeah.
But with that, it's on me. Now the question is, do I bring up the one that Chris was just hinting at, or do I go for a different one? I'm going to go for a different one just because if it gets no's, then it's sort of going to go back. It's going to go back to Chris. I'm going to bring up Killer Croc. This is a,
Waylon.
but yeah, like this is one of those villains which, like, I think is a very interesting one to see. Is like because I think he's given Batman a run for his money many on occasion, and he's just one of those ones that, like, just moves so quickly and all that. And well, yes, it's one of those ones like.
I'll be right back.
Once again, very annoying battle in Goth, the Arkham series. But I think he's just one of those villains which I think is very menacing. Just gives Batman some challenge. But Chris, what do you say about Killer Croc?
We are on the last spot. I love Killer Croc. I do. He threw a fucking rock at Batman. Like, Malcolm, when you see animated show, you would get the reference there. But it's I really want to get the one on. I did give it a slight note, but I do like Killer Croc. That level is annoying as hell in Arkham Asylum. Right. So a slight no. Let's see what Jay say when you get back.
Yeah. But yeah,
yeah. Like I say, it's tough list because there's so many good villains.
I mean, it's one of those ones. Like, this is one of those ones. Like, there's a lot of obvious ones. That, but like, because I actually meant to go back to the previous episode because we have done Batman villains before, and make a graphic with showing what was on that list, but I've completely forgot to do that.
Kudos to anybody watching this who got the I would have got him Joe from the Batman animated series with the box.
I mean, it's just the Batman animated series is just something that I never really watched as a kid. Like I don't know if it was ever on TV over here, or if it's just something that that was on a different channel to the one I normally watched. I don't know. It's just something I've never really watched, and I'm pretty sure it's on Blu-ray somewhere, but I haven't found it on able to buy or rent out anywhere here yet. So, but yeah, just so it's not a lot of dead air. Tomorrow on Mankin, we've got Bray Wyatt matches happening, and yeah.
Yeah, I am interested to see what Jay thinks. And also funny, Killer Croc haven't been on the animated Harley Quinn show, so I thought they haven't tried to put him on. Yeah. They put every villain for Batman pretty much on there. That's the point.
I mean, they can put it like they can put everyone
Yeah.
there though.
Because I would love to see that show portray Killer Croc the way they did something like with Bane or Clayface or something. Oh, the Lego Batman movie is hysterical. I did it! I finally did something! What? He put the bomb.
But just to recap who we've got on the list so far, we've got Joker, Riddler, Harley Quinn, Ra's al Ghul, the Penguin, Bane, Joe Shaw, the Batman Who Laughs, Two-Face, Scarecrow, and Catwoman. Got Killer Croc on the table. Just waiting for Jay to get back to see what he says about it. Just so we don't even get here, I don't know what else to talk about, but Chris, what is your favorite portrayal of Batman?
Ooh. Kevin Conroy, but I do love like Robert Pattinson and a few other portrayals. Like Conroy is the Batman to me.
Yeah, for me, it's Michael Keaton. Like,
yeah,
I've always liked Michael Keaton as Batman. I think he's really interesting. Yeah. I mean, he's the one that I wish went like stayed through all those 90s movies. But yeah,
they're all really good. Red Strickland not including, but most in it, and it's good to portray Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah, same with the Joker. It's like I love every portrayal of the Joker, not Jared Leto, but everybody else.
Look, like, what is Jared Leto the best version of the Joker? No, but I think his as well as ones. I like the fact that when people have gone to play the Joker, like they've not tried to copy what the previous person did. They've just made it their own, and I think like I like that. I actually liked what Jared Leto did, and it's one of those ones like a lot of people forget. Like Jared Leto was the one that actually helped Heath Ledger with his portrayal of the Joker. So I mean, in a way, Jared Leto was involved with what a lot of people do say is the best version of that character.
Sorry about that, guys.
That's all good. But Jay, what do you say about Killer Croc?
I'm gonna say no to Waylon. It's not that I have a problem with him. I actually don't hate him as a villain. I just think there are several villains that should be put on this board before Killer Croc that we still haven't brought up yet. And that's the only reason I'm saying no. Like I said, to the last like two that you guys brought up, if this was 6, 7 picks ago, 8 picks ago, it would have been a yes from me, dog.
But Chris, what is the next film you're going to bring up?
Let me bring up the one I yeah, and when I think of villain that I think besides one bad movie get portrayed pretty well in a lot of other media, Poison Ivy. I think whether the animated show, whether the Arkham game, especially Arkham Knight, I thought they did a phenomenal job with what they did with her there. But even like Harley Quinn show, like Lake Bell does a really great job with Poison Ivy. I love her relationship with Harley Quinn a lot. I think that one of the best LGBTQ relationship any contact today. I think it's amazing. I think they made her very sympathetic at time. I like what they did with the animated show with trying to get her to do some good thing and never go her way. Even like her relationship with Kite Man, I thought, and you kind of do feel bad for him.
You definitely feel bad for Kite Man.
Yeah, but you understand what some of the things and her not being able to socialize with because of what she have. I think it's an interesting thing. And I think Batman World Gallery has some really great female villains. Poison Ivy is definitely up there and some of the best. And I also love her arc and stuff for really villain to saving everybody's life. And Diane in the same podcast and saying it's a really great arc. Yeah, she founded the anti-hero villain category, but she evenly there enough for both sides. So Poison Ivy. Yeah, my lord.
But Jay, what do you say about Poison Ivy?
I say yes to Poison Ivy on a whole, as long as it's not Uma Thurman Poison Ivy, I'm fine. I just fucking can't stand Uma Thurman as an actress. I don't think she played a good Pamela Isley. Everybody else is real great. Definitely a sympathetic villain, and not one that like anybody ever thought would be a sympathetic villain either, because when she was started as like an eco-terrorist, and you weren't supposed to like them. But the more and more you listen to her fucking message, just in general, the more and more you understand the fucking plight of like a scientist who, you know. So yeah, yes, for Poison Ivy, yes. Uma Thurman, no.
But yeah, Mo, I do agree that Uma Thurman is definitely not the best version of Poison Ivy. Like, I mean, I don't mind her. She's definitely not the best. She's definitely the worst one out of the Ivies I've seen.
So she's the worst one.
But yeah, I would have suggested Poison Ivy. Like, Poison Ivy is another one that essentially she's definitely been an anti-hero at times as well, especially because I think it's her and Harley Quinn that's the Gotham City Sirens, isn't it?
And what?
Is it Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn that's known as the Gotham City Sirens?
There's several of the Gotham City Sirens, yes.
Yeah. But yeah, Poison Ivy is going to make the list, and that is going to be the last one, I think.
No, we have one more.
And let me
Right? 1, 2, 3,
No.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nope. Okay. No, that's 12. That's 12.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was miscounting.
That's all good. But so how the switch is going to go? Well, on whiteboard and vote for what ones we think should be at
honorable
12,
mention.
11, etc. But Chris, what do you have for 12?
Are we doing honorable mention first, or are we doing vote?
Oh, I mean, do you have any honorable mentions?
Scarface and Ventriloquist, Black Mask, the Phantasm for Batman, Master of the Phantasm, Jason Todd when he was villain, like as Red Hood. Yeah, them plenty of great Batman villain. I'm joking villain like King Tut. Clayface, like I love Clayface in general, but the animated show. Even love acting for the Harley Quinn animated show. Like kind of fun. Yeah, I don't love every villain. Like even the joking, like fun to Adam West stuff. Like the villain entertaining as hell. Like yeah, there's so many to list, and no, Dave probably had a bigger list than mine.
Jay, did you have any honorable mentions?
The Court of Owls, the
Yeah.
Firefly, Professor Pig, as a matter of fact, is just one of them ones that like nobody ever fucking talks about.
Creepy side mission.
Yeah, definitely a creepy side mission. Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Deathstroke, when he decides to go after fucking Batman, fucking Slade Wilson. But no, like outside of that, not a whole lot. Talia al Ghul way down on the list. Damian Wayne, as a matter of fact, when he just wants to be a little cunt, because that's all he fucking knows how to do. I can't fucking stand Damian Wayne. He's a villain even when he's a good guy. He's a fucking bad guy. Oh my goodness. What's his bucket? I don't have him written down, but what is his fucking name? It's gonna piss me off. Takes over in Batman Arkham City for a minute there. You know who I'm talking about. Azrael. Yeah. I was thinking of it. I was trying to think of his real name. That was my only thing. But yeah, that's my list essentially.
Yeah, for me, I didn't have a lot of honorable mentions. Like a lot of the ones I had made the list, but like another one that I was going to bring up, Owlman. Like if you're looking,
Yeah.
thinking of like evil versions of Batman that also villains, like Owlman is one
Batman.
like Mad Hatter is one I
Oh, I
think
love
is.
Mad Hatter.
The
I'm trying to find
Man Bat.
Man
Man
Bat. I
Bat.
think
Man
Man
Bat.
Bat. Solomon
Wayne
Grundy.
Bruce instead of Bruce. Oh,
Yes,
Solomon
Man Bat,
Grundy buried
best
on a
jump scare in a
Sunday.
Batman video game.
But yeah, but they were going to vote on the ones that made the list. Just to remind people what made the list, we got Joker, Riddler, Harley Quinn, Ra's al Ghul, the Penguin, Bane, Joe Chill, the Batman Who Laughs, Two-Face, Scarecrow, Catwoman, and Poison Ivy. Chris, who do you have at 12?
Just because not in a lot, and I went with Joe Chill.
Jay.
Edward Nygma.
Yeah, just because she's an anti-hero, I put Harley Quinn. But
All right, I'll change my vote. Harley Quinn.
that was easy. I was going to go to a real if it was a tie, but that works too.
Oh, it was between her and yeah. Give me son of a bitch. Okay, I'm ready. Sorry about that, y'all. Appreciate your
That's
patience.
all right. But Jay, who do you have at 11?
Edward Nygma. The Riddler.
I put Joe Chill.
Joe Chill.
It's fair. I will change my vote to Joe Chill.
We have a pretty good list.
He was gonna be my next. He was gonna be my next one. So.
Oh. Just because I don't really consider her villain, I go with it.
But I'm going to go with the Batman Who Laughs. Chris.
That because technicality, because consider more anti-hero and Catwoman. Right.
Jay.
She's got a 60-year run as a villain and a 12-and-a-half-year run as a good person. The Batman Who Laughs.
Batman Who Laughs is going to be at 10.
No, I'll change it up a bit.
I mean, the funny thing is, as soon as Chris said I don't consider her a villain, I figured that's where he was going because I don't think he would have voted for the one he brought up at this low. So I've got to
Hold on, I'm not as good of an artist as Garth is, but I'm making a drawing real fast. Miss you, buddy.
Same.
Okay.
But Chris,
Catwoman.
Jay,
It's a fucking Riddler trophy.
well, no, I knew that. I would have said who does matter if I did.
What the fuck is that, Jay?
I put Bane, but we've got Catwoman, Bane, and Riddler. I don't think anyone's in the chat, so I'm going to go to put all three on a reel and see what happens.
Oh, there's somebody in the chat.
Hey?
Look, you're not JPO. You don't have a million different channels that can just go.
Hey, you didn't say it couldn't be one of us. You just said I'm going to go to the chat. There's somebody in the chat, bro.
It'd be so funny Medivh jump on this last minute.
Yo, if we had to do the whole thing over again, just fucking yell at Medivh the entire time.
It'd be like Medivh, here are the choices. You only get to vote for what we voted.
Yeah.
I mean, if he did jump on, that's what I would have done. We wouldn't have started again. But
No, we got to run it back, and we can't use any of the choices. You say you got banned. It's suspicious how that happens, Malcolm.
Well, I haven't spun it yet.
I'm sure. All right.
Real ready. 10.
It's suspicious how you landed on Bane, Malcolm.
I get you, Malcolm.
I don't know if you can see it clearly, but it was actually pretty much almost on that line, though. So it was
No,
so close.
I saw how close. I saw how close it got. I saw how close it got. I know why they spelled Edward Nigma with a Y instead of an I. Tato lore. Titty sprinkles.
But
I think it's the shortest one that I've ever been on with you, Malcolm. Usually we're still on like fucking like pick 5 by now. Edward Nigma.
Chris.
Riddler.
I put Two-Face, but it is going to be Riddler.
Yeah.
It's
all revenge on you, Riddler, for all of the freaking trophies.
For real. Who do we have left, Malcolm?
I've got Joker, Ra's al Ghul, the Penguin. No, we don't have Bane left. Two-Face, Scarecrow, Catwoman, and Poison Ivy.
All right, I'm in.
But Jay, who do you have at 7?
Penguin.
I've got Two-Face. Chris.
Catwoman.
Might have to go back to the wheel, bro. I'm not changing.
Yeah.
I think Penguin deserves a lesser spot than Two-Face does. Let me try to talk Malcolm into this. Malcolm, here's the thing. The Penguin isn't as good of a villain as Two-Face is. Penguin deserves to be higher on the list than Two-Face. Two-Face is cooler than the other side of the pillow. Let's be real here. Billy D. Williams is the greatest Two-Face of all time, which means that in 15 years we'll get Donald Glover to fucking play him, since we already got him to play fucking Lando Calrissian. So, like, I mean, by that math, bro, and you're still spinning. I couldn't fucking talk about it, but I tried. Penguin. Not even close. Landed squaw in the middle of that.
I do love how we get to Sucker Punch Penguin in Arkham City.
But Chris, what do you have for 6?
Catwoman.
Jay.
Oh, what's new, Scotty fella? His name was Jonathan Craig. Scared.
Two-Face.
You know what? I changed my vote to Scarecrow.
Okay.
But between Catwoman and Scarecrow for me, then. Okay.
It was like, if I can concede, y'all can concede. All right. Fucking golly.
Don't get me wrong, I love Scarecrow, but he's not
So
in
do I.
a lot of stuff.
He's not, but he is. When he is the best. He is one of the best Batman villains.
He had one of the best.
100%.
He had one of the best deaths in Harley Quinn animation.
But yeah, Chris, what do you have for 5?
Yeah, my kind of stop here. Catwoman.
Jay,
Billy D. Williams.
Two-Face. See, it'll be funny if I switch my vote.
You know what? I change up a bit.
So we've got Joker, Ra's al Ghul, Catwoman, and Poison Ivy left.
Oh, actually, hold up. Okay.
But Jay,
Pamela Isley.
Poison Ivy.
I read it
Chris,
become a Rachel Girl. See, all really good choices. It's just so hard to vote.
That's like 100%. Once you get down to like the top three,
Yeah.
and you're like, fuck, okay, I have these left. This is where the fun comes in.
My
for me.
number
It's not
one is
even-
obvious to me. It's just like
Yeah. Oh, I mean, we like honestly, the whole thing about it is like I know Malcolm likes to skip over number 2 and vote for who your number 1 is. I think we all know who the number 1 is.
Yeah.
Like we can just go. It can just be a straight line
Yeah.
vote at this
we
point.
don't need a sad face from this.
Yeah.
But Jay, what do you have for free?
Eartha Kitt herself, Catwoman.
I actually would have gone at Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah, I also would have gone with
You guys
Rachel
are
Girl.
trash. No, Chris didn't spell it right. He doesn't get a vote.
Not a trivia thing, Jay.
I hate to, no, you're right. It's a thing where you have the name right there in the fucking comments and you still didn't spell it right. So no.
All right.
I mean, the neighbors were twice on that list. One from Jay, one from me. You still,
Okay, so we're going for
Anyway,
number 1, right?
yeah.
All right. I did make a joke here. That's all of it.
Did you just say you're gonna make a joke here? You boo.
No,
kick
you
him
would
out,
get-
kick him out of the stream. Kick him out of the stream. He just made a fucking pun and a bad one at that. Kick him out of the stream. Bullshit. Now who's the real villain?
But Jay, what's your number 1?
Joker. The Joker's
Chris.
gonna cut off the Batman's
Batman
winger.
number one villain. Superman. No, I mean Joker.
It's totally Catwoman, no Joker.
I had to make that like a
No,
Batman
but she
joke.
left that man at the altar twice, bro. That's
I-
villainous shit right there. And he still went back to her. Batman's a simp, dog.
I had to make that like a Batman joke.
No, I-
Batman my number one. Superman my number one villain. You're not even villain.
I almost thought about bringing him up just for the Injustice runs.
Yeah.
To tell you the God's honest truth, I almost thought about it.
I can't remember who asked me that, but I did say over all media. So if you did want to do that, you could have.
Honorable mention: Superman is the villain in Injustice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the video games, the comic book series, because he's
Yeah.
a fucking menace in them comic book series, bro.
I mean, how
Um,
Batman is a villain in that when he had that whole plan to take all the Justice League.
Yeah, in Tower of Babel.
Yeah.
But just to recap the list. At 12 we've got Harley Quinn. At 11 we've got Joe Chill. At 10 we got the Batman Who Laughs. At 9 we got Bane. At 8 we got the Riddler. At 7 we got Penguin. At 6 we got Scarecrow. At 5 we got Two-Face. At 4 we got Poison Ivy. At 3 we got Ra's al Ghul. At 2 we got Catwoman. And number 1 is obviously going to be the Joker. Because it's I honestly I don't think they'll ever bring out a villain that's going to rival the Joker in the comic books.
Yeah.
But Jay, where can people find you online?
You can find me at twitch.tv/Luz Theron. That's LOOZTHERIN. I am streaming Baldur's Gate 3 right now and having a fucking blast with it. You can find me on Twitter at jburns253. Fuck Elon Musk. I don't pay for it, so I'll still promote it. Go suck a fuck, Elon. You can find me on TikTok at J_Burns. I haven't posted anything in a while, but I still make funny videos from time to time. Outside of that, you can find me on Full Metal, kicking the shit out of people or getting the shit kicked out of me. There is no in between. It's either that or not. You can find me on a show about trivia hosted by the Pierce Co., Jordan Pierce Owens, and always getting my ass kicked over there. Coming in second, third, maybe even sixth sometimes, but yeah. But anywhere where trivia is being had, anywhere where anybody's having a good time. Oh, and Lights Out Trivia, by the way, hosted by myself, hosted by Jake Tato, and hosted by James Walter Berryman III, JB3. Just having a good time, fucking, kicking back, enjoying some shit. But yeah, that's where you can find me. The only place where I really need y'all to find me is on fucking Twitch, though. So go give me a follow. All I do is talk shit and play video games.
But Chris, we can people find you online.
You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on Letterboxd. I have my waiting for Bottom Up from yesterday, and I think we have my Equalizer free tomorrow. But yeah, you find me anywhere. You show about trivia, Open Night Trivia, Lights Out, and a bunch of other places as well. And every now and then here, well, and Taste Free and for Metal. So yeah, anywhere. And guys, you're listening to us right now. Thank you for the memory, and I hope you're enjoying your time up there. We love you, guys. We miss you more than you ever know.
Did you just quote Fall Out Boy and Garth in the same fucking sentence? Like, I'm pretty sure Garth would be disappointed in you right now.
But yeah, you can find me on Take V hosting Rankin every week. We'll be back again here tomorrow, actually, for top 12 matches featuring Bray Wyatt. Should be a really interesting episode. And yeah, vote on the poll for what you want the next week's topic to be. And you can also find me over on Full Metal hosting trivia. Find me on many places playing trivia. And yeah, I'm all over the place. But until next time, see you tomorrow. But as I find a clip to go out on.
Boom! Drop the mic.